guys, Viking Princess here. We are back in the kitchen bringing you a brand new recipe for a healthy, quick and easy meal in less than 20 minutes. It's been a while since we did a video here in the kitchen, so I thought it was time to get back in there and give you guys another new recipe. Today we are making a delicious ribollita. It's a vegetarian dish with lots of flavor. You are going to love it. One of my favorite things about this recipe is that there is very little preparation needed. There's no specific techniques that you need to know in order to prepare this meal, so even a beginner can get it done.
The first thing we are going to do is prepare our vegetables, starting with the yellow onion. I just cut off the ends and then divide it into 4 quarters, removing the outer shells from the onion as we don't want to be using this. To cut it further, I am going to use my absolute favorite tool in the kitchen. It's my Full Star vegetable cutter. I am in no means affiliated with this brand, but I absolutely love this tool and it makes it possible for me to cut my onions over and over without crying for hours after. I absolutely love this product. I will leave the link in the description below if you want to check it out yourself. Next up is our celery, using 3 stems, making sure to rinse them off properly and cutting off the ends as we don't want to be using these. And we just want to cut it into even-sized cubes. We can add our celery and our onions into the same bowl, as this will all be added to our soup at the same time later on. Next up is our fennel. We're only going to be using 1/4 of it, so I'm cutting off all of the excess greens and then cutting the 1/4 that I want. And again, we are just going to dice it into even-sized cubes and adding it in with the rest of our vegetables. At this point, I would also add in 1 carrot cut into dices. However, when making this video, I didn't have any at hand and I had to skip it for this time. The last thing to go in this bowl is our garlic, using 3 cloves of minced garlic. You can cut the garlic in fine pieces yourself, or you can use a garlic mincer like the one I have here. Now it's time to move over to the stovetop. Next to the stove on my counter, I have the rest of the ingredients ready. We have a can of diced tomatoes, vegetable stalks, bay leaves, olive oil, lentils, barley, and a spice mix of chili flakes and smoked red pepper. I am starting by adding some olive oil to a large pot and turning it on to a medium-high heat. I like to check that the pot is hot before adding my vegetables just by hovering my hand at the bottom and making sure I can feel the heat radiating. All of our vegetables are going in at the same time, and we're just going to stir them out into the olive oil and let them sit for about 5 minutes until they soften. Once the onion is softening and getting a nice glaze to it, it is time to add our spices. Getting the spice mix we prepared and 2 bay leaves in, we're going to stir this in well, making sure all our vegetables are covered for about another minute or so. Then we are adding our liquids, starting with the canned tomatoes and our vegetable stock. If you do not have vegetable stock at hand, water will work just as well. We're stirring this together and then adding in the barley. I am not adding my lentils at this time because I am using canned lentils. If you are using hard lentils, you would add them at this point as well and let it simmer with the rest of the soup. Making sure all our ingredients are mixed well, we are bringing the soup to a boil before lowering the heat to a medium, allowing it to simmer, placing the lid on top and putting our timer on 15 minutes. Once the 15 minutes are up, I am adding my canned lentils, stirring these in, and covering the soup again for about another 2 or 3 minutes. Once this is done, we can turn off the heat and we add cabbage to the mixture. I am using a cabbage mix in this video, but a red cabbage works best. And once everything is mixed up, your ribollita is ready to serve.
All right, that is how it's done. I hope you enjoy this meal as much as I do. If you have any questions or comments at all, leave them down below this video. I will get back to you ASAP. If you like this video, don't forget to press a like, hit that subscribe button and the little bell so that you get notifications every Sunday when I release my new videos on a healthy lifestyle for gamers and PUBG esports.